Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Stationeers Venus episode 65, which originally aired live on Twitch. Oh, I didn't go crunch. I was very much expecting a crunch. It's weird not having my, at least my jet suit backpack on, so I don't have access to like any tools or whatever. Yeah, we barely have any oxygen here. What's in this tank? Micro oxygen, yeah. Does the storm do damage to the outside equipment? It does, but I've already protected all of my outside equipment from the storm. So all the things that can be damaged from it are protected. Primarily what it does is it will damage your solar power panels and vehicles. And let me get my headlamp because I can't really show you otherwise. Air tank critical. You feel like the jetpack should be a slot? So, up there, I have solar power panels, but they're behind windows, which lowers their efficiency a little bit, but protects them from the storm. You dig the pink suit? So yeah, here, I'll go show you the storm damage. Let me close the helmet.
Pressure critical. Temperature critical.
And turn on my suit so I don't suffocate.
Low. Oxygen.
That'd be a sad way to go. So yeah, you do have to worry about storm damage. No current project? No, there's really not any current projects. If you want to propose one, I'm happy for the proposal. So here's my solar power panels, all behind their own windows, so they can't get storm damage. Otherwise, they would have gotten storm damage. And then when the storm does kick on, the wind turbines make an incredible amount of power, which is always fun. Yeah, the current project is to amuse viewers. I suppose that's true. What else can I show? What else is there? There's a cardboard box. How's that? Rocket pad? I don't really have enough time to fully do the rocket pad. Sneak into the base. The automated mining rocket thingy is beyond scope. But I can print up a cardboard box for you. Yeah, that project would take us beyond the end of the stream, which is the end of this series. So there's no time, but there's plenty of tutorials online. I can spawn a character? Oh, that's just wrong. Oh, and I can push you. Because you glide. You glide very fast. Bye. Hi, guy. Bye, guy. Well, he should have been wearing a red shirt. I like how I can grab his head and finish him. Huh. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna steal his duct tape because I was almost out of duct tape. Ah, it's my duct tape now. Yeah, you're coming with me. Power slam! Crunch! He's on the satellite. Well, that's where he's gonna be. Yeah, you magically get 1G anytime you're within an enclosed area, even in space. Like Star Trek logic. Do I have a playlist for other moons and planets and stations? Music-wise, you mean? No. I do not. Let's make chain explosives. For other Twitch and YouTube series I do, though. But not for, like, other Stationeers series, because I don't have other Stationeers series. This is, it's like Highlander. This is the only one. Link. Link. I wonder if I have to pick it up and relink it. No, I don't. Okay, interesting. All of these are now armed. Cool. Let's do something terrible with them. Strip mining with C4? Yep. Pretty much. I'll just put them in a flat area so we can gauge their effectiveness. What's interesting is there's really no PvP in this game. Like, in fact, if you're ever playing multiplayer, it's straight troll for you to even, like, think about trying to harm another player. You'll be kicked off the server. But here we are. Dim the lights. I approve. It's pretty effective. It sure will make it impossible for an Aimee to ever traverse. And by that notion, I approve. And I'll trigger them in my suit. All right. I've accomplished nothing with those expensive explosives. Yes, that would be correct. Yeah, maybe I'm building a moat around my base to protect me from the Aimees.
Cognition critical.
How am I still alive? Okay. Apparently, I am immortal. Ha 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 ha. I mean, I don't seem to have a knack, and it also seems to be that my suit was never really sealed.
Cognition low.
Which is a bit of a problem for, you know, my health, but all right. Yep. I didn't even get damage. Nope. My uniform got damaged. But my suit's fine. Yep. So that's a thing that we learned about ourselves. Now, the other question is, what if I was standing on top of it? Maybe it's because it was in my backpack that it didn't harm me? I dropped my debt. Yeah, that's true.
Cognition critical.
No. I'm fine. I mean, I'm unconscious, but I'm not dead. I like how the game's like, you should give up. It's like, no, I'm alive. I'm just in the nether. I'm also,
Low.
more like a stun grenade, yes. I'm also seemingly nowhere where I blew myself up. Didn't I set this off over here? So it yeeted me. That's cool, I guess. I'm gonna poll you all in just a second about for the remaining time, do you want me to demo the Aimee? This would it would take me roughly the remaining time for me to demo the Aimee. So if you want me to muck about, vote no. If you want me to demo the Aimee, vote yes. 'Tis up to you. But given the amount of time it takes to do Aimee stuff, it would be the remainder. Even with console on. Wow, it's a close-ish vote. Can I get in this tube with my suit on? Yes. That's convenient. I wonder if it heals me if my suit's on. It's hard to tell considering I'm not hurt right now. Demonstrate or demolish? Well, I mean, I could plop an Aimee down in just like 1 second, but it wouldn't do anything. Hey, isn't that the... Oh, he despawned. My little character friend that I murdered has turned to bone here. You can see his happy little skull. Look at them Harveys working for me. Faster. Mush! Mush! And plant. Come on, plant. There you go. Stick that spud in the ground. Sell the skull? I don't believe you can. Alright, if anyone else has strong feelings one way or another about the Aimee, yacht to vote. Because, I'm about to start demoing it otherwise. I wonder how much of the water we got through. I guess I'll check that before I do the Aimee stuff. Okay, I got stuck on the wall. The skelly in the dish is a warning to other traders. Give me better deals. I like it. It's true. Hi, buddy. You're just staring at me. Oh, wow. We got through, like, not even half of it. What's funny is, as this progresses, it is slowly pressurizing this, like, explosive pipe. I can help to, remove the pressure by cooling down the hydrogen. This one weird trick. Had extra radiators. Although, well, we can't radiate anything else here. Alright. It's almost tied. So, if not an Aimee, because I would say if it's not a clear majority of you that wants the Aimee, because it monopolizes my time, I'll just not do it. The Aimees, at best, if you're on, like, Mars and it's nice and flat, the Aimees are great. If you are on rocky terrain like Venus or Vulcan. On Vulcan, basically, you can't use Aimees. Because the terrain just is too rocky to ever really use them. What will end up happening is your Aimee will just go into a pile of lava and just destroy itself. And I would say probably on Europa, it's too mountainous and icy for the Aimee. So the Aimees are probably only useful on Moon and Mars, which is unfortunate that they have such limited usage. But all right, it looks like there's not going to be clear enough majority. Essentially, what you're going to need, what you would need is Aimees. I can explain it and not really set one up, so I'll just show you. Here. So here's an Aimee bot. It only runs on IC, so you would need to write your own or use a workshop IC. There's one workshop IC I particularly like. And you stick a chip in her head, turn her on, stick a battery somewhere. I won't say where. In her heart. And there's the Aimee. And then to code her, I'll just try to do the extraordinarily compressed version. Oh, right, I didn't really clean that up, did I? Hiya! Oh, ankle grinder. Hiya! Generally speaking, it's like different tools for each stage of the deconstruction. So blowing that thing up was actually pretty cathartic. Computer. All right, so we're gonna set up a computer for the Aimee. You know what? Actually, this whole printer here could go bye-bye. So I will show you the compressed version, and then if you have other things you'd like to see, let me know. So much garbage. The problem with like dev mode is you end up with so much like unwanted garbage from spawning things in abnormally. All right, so Aimee. You would want a computer set up to do IC logic. I'm just gonna put the ores under the staircase. She's cute. She's cute. Sure, I guess if you're into like Wall-E, if you're like a technophile, but like in a very different meaning. What is it called? IC housing. I can't see anything. Okay, 2 IC housings, and then 2 more integrated chips. 2 more integrated chimps. Yes. Summon the chimps. All right. Heavy cables. All right, it doesn't need to be heavy cables, but it's just I'm on a heavy cable network here, so. Hey, Diverge. Thanks for gifting out a sub. Were you one of the Show Me Aimee people? Is that a sign of appreciation for that? Or not? But either way, thank you. And here, Yoda wants to thank you too, even though he's not going to lift his head. No, sir. All right. Then we want a writer. What are the circuit writers called? Programmable chip. Okay. Let's name these IC housing status and IC housing Aimee. Okay. And then I'm going to use imported code because that's what's going on here. Library. Status code. Confirm. And export to the status chip. And then the controller. Confirm. Export to the Aimee chip. All right. These things weren't even on, were they? Did they write? 310. Yeah, they wrote. Okay, cool. Well, that part's done. Deathwalker, thanks for the sub as well. You guys are awesome. All right, so on the workshop, you'd be able to see the steps that you would need to complete this. But I'll just do this for you. So what we're gonna want is consoles. We're gonna want a bunch of consoles, and these consoles, what they're gonna represent is they're gonna represent Aimee information. We're gonna want 5 of them, and then we're also gonna want a logic transmitter as well. And this logic transmitter transmits information from the IC chip to the Aimee using wireless transmissions. Yes, very, very fancy. All right, next step. Where did I put my heavy cables? Did I put them back? Yeah, I put them back. Like a derp. Wire all these together. So what these consoles are, and if you're doing a real Aimee for real, what you'd want to do is you would want to have these things close to the surface, ideally. And as I build it, it will explain why. But basically, these are readouts for the XYZ coordinates of Aimee, and it's going to be the mode readout, and then also the battery charge percentage. So you would want to have your Aimee. You'd basically want that information close to sort of like a mining operation thing, and I'll explain that without building too much of it for time, so that I don't spend so much time on this. But oh, come on. There we are. So now everything's plugged in ish. Now I'm gonna want to take my labeler and label this just X, Y, Z or Z, mode, and charge. All right, that part's done. So if I take a look at the status circuit here, in order to set the status up so that it's happy, what it's going to want is pretty straightforward. It just wants to have the output pins be of the this here. Well, okay, so first things first, this wireless transmitter needs to be set up to passive and trigger the Aimee. So with the screwdriver here, pick the Aimee bot. Now it can also pick the hard suit, which would be me, right? It could track my GPS location, and this would be a way for you to like set up automatic doors based upon GPS or something like that. But we're gonna want the Aimee bot, and then set it to on and passive. So right now it's mirroring Aimee. Basically, what Aimee is doing, this wireless transmitter is receiving that information. So this wireless transmitter has the GPS XYZ coords, the mode, and the battery charge percent. So then on this circuit here, let's turn this off first. The first one, we're gonna want the wireless transmitter. Oh my god, these wall heaters. Oh dear lord, I should have put this on its own circuit. But all right, let's find the logic transmitter. There it is. And then for D1, we're gonna want X. For D2, we're gonna want Y. For D3, we're gonna want Z. For D4, we're gonna want mode. Let's go the other direction. And then charge. So let's review. We got logic transmitter, X, Y, Z, mode, charge. No errors. We turn these on. We're going to have the XYZ chords of Aimee. If I could hit the battery. The mode of Aimee, which is going to be... She's not going to have a mode yet. And then her charge percent, which is her battery charge. So the status is now set up. And then for the controller here, the controller is a different set of a different setup, but essentially it's the first pin needs to be the let's turn this off. The wireless transmitter that is mimicking Aimee. There it is. On. It's happy. And that's transmitting the code from the controller over to the Aimee, telling the Aimee to do stuff. So here, as you can see, Aimee's alive and is trying to go mining. So if we take a look down here, mode 5 for an Aimee. So if you look up on the Stationpedia and Aimee, Aimees have multiple modes. Yeah, keyword is trying. Mode 0 is do nothing. Mode 1 is follow the player. Mode 2 is move to target. Mode 3 is roaming. Mode 4 is unloading. Mode 5 is path to target. And mode 6 is storage is full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lobotomize the Aimee because she can't really mine in here. Boop. Pulled the chip out of her head, so she's lobotomized. And in order to get her to do anything, there's a few things we need to do. So one, oh my god. There we go. Stupid Aimee, get the... One is we need to set her home location. So I will demo what that would look like. She looks thrilled about being lobotomized. Yeah, I mean, she's happy. She dumb, she don't know. When I pick her up, she's gonna like smash my suit and kill me, isn't she? This is like iRobot. And and interestingly enough, this integrated circuit here, you don't even put code on it. It just acts as like a... Oh my god, she's walled me in. There we go. We're good. All right, so for Aimee to be home, quote unquote, let's set a quick home for her. We'll say, first I have to design a home. So if you were playing on a fresh map like Mars or Moon, what you would want to do is you would want to have a flat area like this. Be a home, and then you would want to take chutes and put a bunch of inlets underground, like this. It's gonna get hot. So the reason is, when Aimee's full, she's coded to go sort of home, right? So you're going to need to... Okay, this is not really going to work. You're going to need to set it up so that... you have, like, a unloading station for her. And because it's GPS cords and she's not that accurate as to how she goes to where she is supposed to, it's, in my opinion, ideal to have, like, a large unload station like this. Here, let me just build it, and then I can explain it a little bit better. But yeah, like an unload station where you set her home to be where this location is so that she can dump her ores. And then to combine these, we could use junctions. Yeah, there's one junction. And that way we can combine the outputs of all of these. And put them into something. Come on. All right. So now we have this chute. All of these chutes feeding into one another eventually. If I could make it right. Obviously, this is pretty inelegant. Let's just say it leads to like a vending machine or something. I don't know. Okay. Great. Ideally, you would not have it be anywhere where she could get stuck or whatever. And then I also didn't really build this all that well because it should have been flush with the floor grading. Oh, you know, that's upside down. Because what you want is you want the inlets to just be right below the floor grading, but I can correct that by raising it up. Oops. All right, so she's gonna have some trouble, but it would look something like that. Well, at least you get the idea. You'd want it flush. I'm not gonna take the time to bother with it. All right, so then you put the Aimee down where home is, quote unquote, and then you go over to your controller code. So let's cycle on in here, and I'm gonna have to dump my waste tank too. Hey, Goods. Welcome to the stream. Teddy asking, when am I resuming Twitch Toolkit RimWorld? When the next series is ready. I don't have a time frame for that. I've been working on it. So whenever it is ready, I'll have it out to you guys. There's hundreds of hours of work that goes into projects like that, though. So it takes me a bit. Hopefully, understandably.
Waste tank critical.
All right. What was I going to do? So now the Aimee is in its home location, which is 23-0-5. So what we go into your you're housing Aimee and edit the code. So we're going to import the controller here. And the controller, let me change the background there. Much easier to read. Home is going to be, what did I say it was going to be? 23.0-5. So 23.0-5 is her home location. Confirm. And export to the housing. So now this housing has coded her home location to these GPS cords. And if I use a GPS chip here in my cartridge, let's do that. Next, I can now figure out where I want her to mine. So let's, and she's going to mine within a certain radius of the GPS coordinates that I punch in for her. Right, buddy? Yoda's so tuckered. You're a good boy. Right. So I'll demo a little bit of mining. She's probably not going to work all that well because of the home location, but I'll try my best. So here she is on her little home location, and let's say I want her to mine here, which is 60, 0, -3. I'm going to type that out for myself. All right. Another thing I could do is, so that she doesn't get stuck, put some stairs. She shouldn't get stuck on this side, but whatever. There. Now let's unlobotomize her. Actually, well, right now she is coded to go to 0, 0, 0 to mine. So I need to get back inside and code her for 60, 0, -3. And the idea here is essentially, oh, yep, she's moving on her own. Essentially, the idea here is that you give her coordinates of a location of ore that you want her to mine. And you would want to set her up where she can't get stuck in your base. She can't get stuck, like, ramming herself into your base or anything like that. So you have to be cognizant of how you build and how you mine so that you're not digging holes around your base, and so that you have a nice flat area full of resources for her to go. So let's code her to program to 60, 0, -3. Confirm and export. And now she's gonna head there, you know, because that's what she does. And then once she fills up with ore, she'll return back to, so we can actually track her, right? I can see where she is now. She's, mode 5 is go to, and she's traveling to 60, 0, -3. So we should see either the 16 go up or the 13 go down. But she could be stuck on something, because she's an Aimee. She gets stuck on everything. And a lot of what the Aimees are like is that you have to babysit them, because they're constantly going to get themselves snagged on stuff. Especially if you didn't design your base to be Aimee friendly. So let's go find her and figure out what is going wrong. She's probably already stuck. Well, that would be the very, very, very quick version of the Aimees. I think I showed just enough to have you be able to use them. And if you're wondering about the code, the name is Jameak, Jameak, and he has an Aimee controller and an Aimee status. They also going to be hurt by storms. Yes, so the Aimee controller code, the second pin for the controller, the first pin for it was the Aimee itself. And then the second pin that you can put in is a weather controller. Oh, yeah, here she is. She's stuck. She needs a boost. And this is why on mountainous planets, it's kind of... It's not going to work all that well. Because she's probably going to get herself stuck, but I'll show her mining something, because she's about to mine some iron. And she'll do this sort of like sweeping motion when she just okay, she's not mining. Aren't we at the GPS coords I told you to go to? Yeah, you're driving away. I think she's in search mode now. You're going, where are you going? I will lobotomize you. This is why I don't use Aimee's, because I don't know what the hell she's doing. Yo, you, over there. 60, 0, -3 would be... Oh, and you're stuck again. Okay, so case in point, why I don't bother with Aimee's, especially not on Venus, is she's gotten stuck like 5 times now. Bye-bye. All right, 6 times. But yeah, the controller is coded to return to home when storms are detected. I don't even know what she's doing. At least it's flatter over there. If I didn't want her to sink in, I'd need to get a... Oh, God. She's going straight for the hole again? No, she's mining something. So she just got some iron. I have no idea where she got the iron from, because there didn't seem to be iron underneath her. And then what ends up happening is she'll get... there she goes again. What she'll end up doing is she'll get about I don't know what her, like 300 ore or something like that. And then once she's full, she'll be given the code to go home, which then brings her to this spot, which is her home spot, where she'll sit on top of the inlets and dump her ore to the inlets. So that's sort of Aimee in a nutshell, and I'm gonna, now that I've demoed her, I'm not going to mess with the Aimees anymore. So if there's anything else you want to see, let me know. They really do seem more frustrating and useful. They're very, very useful if you anticipate using them. So if I was going to use them, I'd be on, like I said, Mars or Moon, and I would find a very, 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 very flat and resource-rich spot of the map to set them up at. And you can even have them be a remote, right? Like, I could have set this little, like, Aimee pad up with the airlock doors, and this could be nowhere near my base. It doesn't need to be near my base, because any resources that she would get would be dumped into, like, a silo or a vending machine or something like that. And, she doesn't, you know, so you can have remote mining stations or something like that. It's, yeah. I'm gonna see if before I do anything else, I'm gonna see if I can't, fix the chute issue, because she's not gonna be able to dump her ore. Not that I expect her not, she's gonna get stuck. I mean, let's be honest. I'm probably never gonna get ore out of her, because she's just gonna get stuck somewhere. Well, the vending machine worked. Where are you going? No! I hate her. I hate the Aimees. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna forget that, because she's not even mining where her rendezvous point is. She just decided to wander off on her own. Because she's a troll. So yeah, they can be useful if you know how to use them well, but mostly they're just frustrating. They'll just drive to random spots and get themselves stuck, and then require help. She's slowly destroying the base. Yeah, she might be. I don't know why the inlets... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. I don't know why the inlets are being weird. Oops, wrong way. I always have trouble, like, reading inlets. Which direction is up? Okay, there we are. There, that's probably close enough for the inlets to work now. And the floor grading won't block her from being able to dump resources. So, there. That's sort of the concept. Did she just... Oh my god. And this is a demonstration. So I demoed why I don't use rovers, and now I'm demoing why I generally don't use Aimees. Her smile's creepy. Yeah. Yes, it is. And she's just gonna ride out here and get herself stuck. Well, I'm coming up at the top of an hour. It's not my usual ending hour, but I don't really have anything left to show. I haven't actually checked. Okay, yep, straight into the hole. Straight into the only hole that's around for miles. No, I think she's actually gonna be working this time. Let me try to show what an Aimee would look like if it was possible to have a successful one. No, she found the only hole that she, okay. Frame manipulator. I'm gonna try to Aimee proof her mining operation area so that I can actually get her to do something useful for once. At this point, it's pretty clear that if I had just done the mining myself for that 12 iron that she's yielded so far, I would be better off than having made a very complicated robot that takes a ton of IC code and transmitters and batteries and other materials. But she does pay for herself if you set her up right. Big if. Yo, can you even pretend to be mining? And, you know, I'm using crowdsourced code, so the code might not be sound either. I've used this code in the past and it worked, but I don't know why she just keeps freezing up. But this was what I meant when I was like, if I really wanted to use an Aimee, I'd have to patch the terrain up for like hours and hours and hours, because I'd have to go everywhere where her mining range was and do just this. If only there was like a helicopter version of an Aimee that could hover. It would probably... Oh, she's mining something. Yeah, so she's gotten some coal and some other stuff. So I'll try to just babysit her to see if we can't get her to go through an entire... Uh-oh. Atmospheric exception. I don't know what could have bugged out. But yes, Yoda has returned. Of course, without console commands, for all the dirt I'm putting down, I'd have to be mining it from somewhere else. so... Oh, she's still mining, though. She's getting all this coal. We'll see if we can't fill her up. Now that the sun's out, I can actually see the terrain holes a little bit better. So I set our operation area to around where I am now. I don't have my GPS out, but she's set to operate around here. And all the materials around here are mostly coal and iron, so that's what she's mostly going to yield, I suspect. And you would, if you wanted her to get certain stuff, you'd have to find, you know, a field of it out there and set her to go work in that location. Okay, this might be too steep for her. Whatever. It's like a bumper. Alright, Aimee. You done? How much? She's getting closer to full. Yeah, if you really wanted to use an Aimee and you didn't want to go through the hassle of this, you'd need to be on a flatter map. Like, Venus is just too rocky to probably accommodate an Aimee, because even if we take a moment to fly out to, like, unmessed with terrain, it's too steep and rolling and whatnot for a lot of the Aimee work. She'd get caught. So, like, I've never been over this way, right? This is sort of area I've never been, and, like, some of these craggy hills here are just too nasty for Aimees. Well, I guess... actually, that's... some of these are, like, naturally formed sinkholes and the like. Yeah. So, it might be one of these things where Aimee constantly gets just stuck. You know, that these kind of mountains here, she couldn't climb, and she would fall over and go upside down and require rescue, because Venus is just too vertical, too steep. But on Mars or on Moon, she'd work all right. Where is she anyway? There she is. You would need to charge her better when she gets low, yes. So she's getting kind of full on material here. So she should soon be making a run back to home that I've coded for the GPS cords, which is here, to dump her stuff. But if we go back to the her LED screens, we can actually track that. Maybe not Moon. Yeah, maybe just Mars. Maybe she really is only useful on Mars, or like select locations of Venus. I mean, if I wanted to, I could have her mine successfully on Venus. I would just need to create that same sort of chute, vending machine, or silo, you know, create the flooring type thing everywhere, every new location to set her up at. So it'd be expensive to move her, you know, area of operations constantly. It's not a cheap thing to do. I mean, it's free to break it down, of course, but it takes time to set it back up. The problem with Mars is storms. Well, I have storms here too. She's the code that I have for her is set up to accommodate for storms, though. So right now her mode is 3. 3 is roam. So right now she's roaming. I guess I should manually save because I haven't in a while. Yeah, so if I had a weather station, here, let me pop this back up. If I had a weather station hooked up to this circuit here, I could hook the weather station up to D1, and it would tell her to return to home when inclement weather was coming. So you can code her, you can code it with like airlocks to protect her. There are ways to protect your Aimee from storms, or your rovers for that matter, because you can always make yourself a garage. So now she's set to 0. Oh no, now she's set to 3, which is Rome. And she is 95% battery. And here's her cords. And when she gets full, you know, she should do the dump. And that might be the last thing I do this stream. Is let her deposit her minerals and turn the controls of Mars over to her. Right, buddy? Yoda's back. Yoda needs a haircut. He's getting very shaggy. That would mean I'm Scooby. So I'll try to babysit to see the... Oh yeah, I think she might be returning now. No, she's still mining. She's got closing in on 300. How do you get her to drive through an airlock door? You would want to use the airlock gate for that. So the way these are laid out is they can be vertical. So you'd set her what you'd want to do is you'd want to set up her station, her mining station, to be something like this, where when the storms happen, these doors close, and when the storms are not happening, these doors open. Right? So I don't have the I don't have these hooked up to a weather station or anything like that, but it would be pretty easy to do. To set these up to close automatically when storms happen. Okay, requires support. Well, actually, the back wall doesn't really matter because she's never comes in that way. So, hope that answers that. And then, of course, you just slap on some sort of airtight roof on this thing, and you're good. Let's force close, and I'll just demo that real quick, because why not? So the only problem I have with my current layout here is that there's no... there's nothing protecting the frames below. Is she coming back? I can't tell. Thank you for watching Stationeers Venus, which originally aired live on Twitch. The Twitch series has since concluded, and this episode is from the very last stream of this series. But if you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you wish to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.